we are going to be talking about the one simple secret that will transform even the most difficult of conversations. And I actually want to talk about a couple of different secrets so that you'll actually have a few in your toolbox before we get to what I think is one of the most powerful secrets on how to transform difficult conversations, so that you'll have some powerful tools in your toolbox. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert and the best-selling author of Slay the Bully, How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. One of the ways that I have found really transformed a difficult conversation is actually starting off with something that I think is kind of difficult for some of you, but maybe not. But when you have to talk to, even if it's your own employee, but this is actually really powerful. But you start off by apologizing yourself. You say, I want to apologize to you. Perhaps we were not on the same page. It completely disarms a person when you start off with an apology, even if you are about to call them on the carpet for something, when they haven't done what they are supposed to do. Because you're basically saying, apparently, they didn't know the rules. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Recently, I had a situation where I had hired a particular contractor to do something for me. It was just really clear that the person didn't have the skills that I thought that they had. They also just weren't handling, criticism very well, even though I actually felt, geez, I was really being super kind and thinking, here I am basically mentoring this person instead of, saying, hey, you just didn't measure up, getting rid of the person immediately. I thought, here, I'm going to be nice and help you learn. The person was actually taking it all as criticism. And I ended up just having a conversation with the person and starting off with an apology, saying, I want to apologize to you. I apparently didn't communicate to you properly at the beginning of this relationship what my guidelines were for this particular role. I think that we need to figure out how we can get on the same page now. And it completely disarmed this person. And this person ended up saying, oh, no, let me apologize to you. And the person ended up to be on a totally different wavelength and was so much nicer and so much kinder. And it was a much more productive conversation after that. By doing that, it actually really helps the situation. And it was so interesting to me because I ended up giving this advice to somebody in a mastermind group that I'm in. Several months later, I saw this person and the guy ended up running up to me and he gave me this huge hug because he ended up using this for one of his employees. And he said, oh my gosh, it worked like a charm. So it's just a way to really kind of disarm a person because they are immediately put at ease. So even if the other person is completely wrong, by starting off with an apology, it completely transforms the most difficult of conversations. So that's one of the ways that you can really transform a difficult conversation. Another way that you can transform a difficult conversation, especially when you're dealing with somebody who's extremely narcissistic, difficult, is by bringing something where you're going to, what I call sort of fluff or favor, vomit later. Okay. So what you do is you fluff up their ego in order to give them something that they want, which is adulation, praise, something that they want, in order to get something that you want in return. They got something that, oh, you're so good at this. How did you learn this? Wow, I'm so impressed by you. By completely building them up and giving them all that praise, then they want to tell you more, they want to share more. That difficult conversation, the one that you were so dreading, becomes like not nearly as difficult because they think that you think so highly of them or something like that. So that's another way that you can transform that conversation. I call it fluff for favor, vomit later. Then the final way, the way that is really the one simple secret that will transform even the most difficult of conversations, the empathy piece. It's difficult because a lot of times you're not getting the empathy in return that you think that you should be getting. And so you don't think it's fair, especially difficult when you feel like you're just the constant giver. Like you are the only one who's been giving, giving, giving. You have to think of it in terms of, again, that sort of fluff or favor, vomit later. Again, in terms of tactics and strategy, and in terms of the long game, and what are you getting out of this, and where do you want to go, and what's your vision for yourself and your future, and what is the advantage that you're going to be receiving as a result. Obviously, this is not something that you're doing just for fun or to exhaust yourself. You have to have, in terms of perspective, in terms of how you're shaping the dynamic of the conversation and navigating this for the long game. It's okay, where am I going with this? Whether it's a difficult colleague, a difficult family member, a challenging negotiation, looking at their body language, looking at those cues and thinking about how are they feeling? What's their emotion? Where are they coming from in this? I can imagine this must be difficult for you. I can imagine that you must be feeling this. I hear you. I feel that for you. And even starting, my book, Negotiate Like You Matter, I talked about that's what it is. Everybody wants to walk away feeling like they matter in some way. I have phrases for disarming narcissists, which you can download at disarmthenarc.com. I would highly recommend that you get those. They're totally free. They will help you. Share in the comments which of these tactics you plan to use to help yourself. We want to build community here. We want to empower you. We want to inspire you. We want to help you shift the power dynamic so that you are taking control of your life here. Each time you take a little bit of a baby step, each time you start to help yourself a little bit, it transforms you. It helps you in becoming the best version of yourself. I encourage you to just take one baby step today. Choose today which step you're going to take. Even if you just decide one barrier, one step is going to be, I'm going to decide today to be spoken to with respect. That's a really good baby step to start with. Even if you're still living in the same house, even if you're still in the same job, whatever it is, you can decide today to take a look at that person as if they're a third party and having a tantrum on the floor. That's fine. And you can say, you know what? I can see that you're upset. I can see that you're angry. We can have this conversation when you've calmed down. Get my phrases for disarming narcissists, disarm the narc. Join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. Make sure you subscribe here. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Your engagement is the force behind our empowering mission and helping people to become transformed. I hope that these tactics will help you transform even the most difficult of conversations. I know they work. I've helped thousands of people around the world through my slay programs, millions of people through this channel, many, many people through my law practice. at hundreds, thousands, I don't even know. And so I know that they work. Try them, use them. The next video I want you to watch is Stop Being Exploited, how to handle disagreeable people. That'll be another really great video for you to watch. The next one right after this, that will help you also. It's the next part of this journey. So stop being exploited, how to handle disagreeable people. That will be a next really, really great video for you to watch. And remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. We're here. We're here supporting you. We're here lifting you up. We're here lifting each other up. And the more that you can find yourself being empowered, being inspired, the better we all are on this mission. I am here. We are all here supporting you. Let's go watch that next video together. Remember, they only win if you give in, and I will see you in that next video.